What's up, gamers? Um, yeah, I don't really have a reason for making these videos. I never have, and I probably never will. Um, I just like talking to myself because I like hearing the sound of my own voice. Um, I'm constantly afraid that people from my Conflict 101 class still watch this channel, and like that they were like, "Oh yeah, Eli's really smart in his discussion posts," and then I get to videos, then I see like videos like these where I'm just fucking talking. Actually, I think one person I know still watches this channel. Hi Jay. Um, I have no idea if Jay is still subscribed. I do have one subscriber though, and I got it while I was uploading the Disco Inferno videos. And Jesus fucking Christ, I look like a child. Which I realize is like kind of lofty for an 18-year-old to say, but I got to speedrun puberty, so I think I get a pass on that one. Um, yeah, anyways. I'm working on probably one of the most frustrating projects I've taken on in a while. It is this. I'm lining a trench coat with holographic vinyl because I fucking hate myself. Um, I don't know. It sounds obvious to say that, like, oh, vinyl's a hard material to work with, but, like, holy shit, vinyl's a really hard material to work with. And, like, it's a good challenge, and I don't know. I'm not dissatisfied with the way that this is turning out, but I'm definitely not satisfied with it. I'm hoping that just kind of like once all of it like comes together and it's a little bit more finalized, it'll be it'll be worth it. Uh, but it definitely is like there's a lot of upfront effort to get to that point. Um, yeah, because I want it to look sort of like I'm not gonna keep moving the camera because fucking and also nobody watches these for the projects I'm doing. They watch it for c'est moi. Nobody watches these videos. Yeah, but I want it to be like a heat map effect, or like like the little scanner gun, like you can see how hot, temperature, whatever. It's I wish I had gotten a slightly different material for it because it doesn't look bad. But it like I definitely haven't figured out what the like right formula for lighting it is. Um, so I mean that's gonna take some trial and error, and like that's part of why I'm still working on this as a project, because it's a good challenge, and uh, because of my line of work, anything that I do can be considered a portfolio piece. So it's good to kind of like flex my range, and to work on actively expanding my range too, because this isn't something I've worked with before. So it'd be really funny if none of the audio for this works, because I'm literally just recording this on my laptop. Uh, so I think I'm probably still gonna upload it anyways because I think that's really funny. But yeah, I don't know. It's just another piece of my habit for of making rambles about that nobody watches and nobody perhaps in this case can listen to. So we'll see. I kind of fucked up. Here's one for all you foot fetishists. I kind of fucked up the top of this lapel. Maybe I'll show you in a minute. Um, but it's I just like misaligned it, and because I wasn't as careful as I could be about drafting the pieces, um, like to like actually like form fit the lining of the jacket, or the lining that I'm creating of the jacket. Um, Mostly because vinyl's fucking hard to use, and I ordered way fucking too much of it. So I'm not really pressed for like I'm not too worried about like conserving it. Because I was running because I ordered it and I was like, fuck, I spent so much money on this. Like, what the hell was I thinking? Then I went grocery shopping last night, and I was like, oh, I spent a grocery amount of money on these materials. So I spent like $40 on it. for like 2.5 yards or something stupid. Way fucking more than I actually need. So I'm not as pressed about it, particularly because I'm working now. Like that's $40 would be like 3 hours of work for me. Um, so it was a lot to quarantine me, uh, and that's kind of still where my head's at. Because I'm very scared of spending money on anything. Um, but I'm not as pressed about it, and I was able to get a deal on it because it was on clearance because nobody fucking wants this. So it's not I'm not as oh fuck me. Well, um, I'm not as pressed for it as I was a couple months ago. But this is I'm always scared to say what I'm working on because this project specifically is kind of secret. um, it's not like a secret as in like I don't know. That's why I'm conflicted about it because it's not like um, I'm not like fucking under a non-disclosure agreement. But it is better if I don't talk about it. I'm not gonna tell you what it's for, but it is. I think gonna be a really cool piece when I'm done with it. And fucking also the reason I spent $40 on Warpla, although that wasn't my money, so I'm not as bent up about that. But I do need to actually make the things that I'm supposed to be making out of the Warbler, because that's the last piece for the costume that I already have done, or all like the fabric pieces that I already have done for that costume. Um, so yeah, it's mostly just a matter of finding time to do stuff. And I mean, obviously, it's harder since I'm in school and I'm working 20 hours a week. Uh, so that's harder. But I'm not as I don't know. I've been not demotivated to work on projects, but like my focus has been a little bit more scattered because I'm fucking in school. But also because like it is genuinely hard to like stay focused on anything these days. Um, and I got into this really bad habit over quarantine of just like starting things because I could start them. And so I have a lot of like miscellaneous things that I haven't done yet. Just because I started them when we were in quarantine. I didn't have anything fucking better to do. But now I'm like uh, pressed for time. So I set the goal for myself of finishing. Simon doesn't watch this channel, so it's fine. I the piece I need to make out of the warp was like a mask, and I was going to make it for him last for his birthday last year, um, but I frankly just didn't have the know-how to be able to do it last year. I think I do now, so I'm gonna try and get that done for his birthday. Um, and then fuck me, I'm so bad about this. I came up with another project last night because I owe Ainsley a gift. Like I owe her, and like transactional relationships, bleh, but like she took me to a Hosier concert and then painted me a custom cover to a sketchbook. Like that, I need to kind of return the favor. And I think I know how I want to do it, but it is going to be a pretty large scale project. Because I want to make her the wrap cape that I think Bernadette Banner made a couple weeks ago. Because Ainsley's been getting really into Ainsley and I got into Bernadette Banner at the same time, and like historical dressmaking stuff at the same time, independently though, which was interesting. Um, but the like I think that would be, I think that would be like a really cool thing to work on, and also would be like a good kind of like balance out the scales a little bit. Um, but yeah, I think that those are my two big things for other people right now. I do because the thing I'm getting for my mom for her birthday is just something I have to order. Because it would be cool if I made it, but like, yeah, it's not. It's not that she would care less that I made it. But I want to get her like a bunch of like little like planters for the kitchen window, which just fucking isn't something that I am passionate enough about trying to make myself. I'll probably try and like paint them or something and like put a little bit more of a personal touch on it. Um, but I'm not too pressed about like hand working pinch pots or whatever. Um, I've been trying to think about who else is on my list for Christmas. Um, I want to make something for Sarah. I want to make something for Mia, although those are probably going to be smaller things. Um, I don't know what I'm going to do about that yet. Because I think that, huh, I don't know what they would like that I can make. I might just like paint them something. Uh, because like, or I'm either gonna paint something or I'm gonna embroider something. Um, I think that'd probably be the best. Uh, like, because embroidery is something that I can do at college. Um, because that's like I can just do that at my desk. I don't need my sewing machine or anything. Um, so that'd be probably it's probably what's gonna happen. Um, yeah. Simon and I don't do Christmas, so I'm not worried about that. Um, just because like fucking like I don't know, we still celebrate the holidays together, but we don't like I don't know, like we didn't really like we it just kind of like um because I was kind of like trying to figure out like last year if that was something that he wanted to do, and then just neither of us did anything for it, and so then it was fine, just because of when like anniversaries and birthdays play out, like it kind of spaces things out pretty evenly throughout the year because his birthday's in November and mine's in April, um, and then our like together holiday is our anniversary. Um, I don't think there's anybody else that I would like want to do a gift for, or like figure out a gift for. I might do something for Nick, but that's probably just gonna be like a joke. Um, but I don't know. We will see. We will see. This is so hard. This delights me. I don't even know if you can hear it. This delights me to no end. I got an Audubon bird clock at Savers for like $4, and I've been wanting one literally since second grade. But they don't sell them anymore because probably nobody wants birds making noises at them all day. But like on the hour, it makes a different bird call, and I have yet to be here for 9 o'clock, which is my favorite, which is the red-winged blackbird. Um, but yeah, that's like that's like one of the few pieces of nostalgia I'll that's like safe for me to indulge in, because like fuck that's such a like distinct part of my elementary school experience. Fuck. Yeah, I've got to figure out how I'm gonna line the rest of this. um, but I don't know. I've mostly got this together. It's just a matter of getting these inside pieces, which admittedly are going to be much easier to do. Um, but I forgot my seam ripper at school, so I don't really want to get started on those now. Um, yeah, because it's a good lesson in understanding how jackets work because is like knowing where and what pieces you can like seam rip to like integrate other pieces of it, um, is important. My main concern with this is that it's going to affect the like tailoring of like the original tailoring of the coat. I don't. It doesn't look like it was like this is a mass manufactured coat. But you know, patterns are drafted in a certain way so that they hang a certain way, and I'm a little bit worried that because the vinyl is so like dense as a material that it's going to affect how the coat moves. But I think it should be fine. because it's sort of like a stiffening agent, right? Or like a, what do you call it? Like interfacing almost. Not really, but I think that the weight of it, particularly since it's just gonna be in like the bottom part of the coat, it's not gonna be like pulling on where the shoulders are. I think that'll be fine. Um, yeah, because I just need to do it on the places that you could conceivably see of the inside while someone's wearing it. So, like, I'm working on the lapels right now, and then I think the bottom, like the part that kind of like flares out, I'm gonna do that, but I don't need to do like any of the upper part. Um, so hopefully that shouldn't change things up too much. But I could just be fucking up really badly and not knowing it. That's what's so scary about this project is that I think I know what I'm doing and I think I know enough not to fuck it up. Um, but that is not a guarantee. And I mean, like that's kind of like I don't know. Creative projects are inherently vulnerable, right? Because you don't, like even if you are the best watercolor painter in the world, like you're still gonna fuck up, and you're still gonna like knock your water over onto your painting, and you're still gonna like not quite like be thinking about your composition all the way, and like that's why artists are so self-critical, is because if you spent however many hours working on something, then you can see like what you don't like about it and where you fucked up, but other people are going to see that, and that's something that I've been trying to internalize, um, because like especially with this, it's like nobody's going to be looking at my crooked stitching. Yes, I am using a machine. I'm not fucking hand sewing this. I have my machine. My machine's just fucking 60 years old at least. So it's kind of a bitch to work with sometimes. You can put fucking anything under it. Like it's a powerful machine. But it just doesn't like it's sturdy. It's not gonna. I'm not worried about it breaking on me. All of the parts are like machine cut steel. But it is just like old and doesn't work like it's new. Um, but yeah, point being that like it's nobody's looking at my crooked stitching. I'm the only person looking at my crooked stitching. Most people, frankly, don't even think to look at it. But I want to create uh, a clean product. I want it to, particularly with something like sewing, the quality directly correlates with how neat you are about it. And that's probably why I took to it so immediately, because that's like a huge fucking thing for me. But also, it's good to learn where it matters and where it doesn't. And I'm still kind of towing that line. Particularly because I've been making things for myself to wear, like my scarves, or like my masks that are scarves. Um, like I know it's bad, and I know where it's bad, and I know exactly where I should have done the seams better and where I should have whatever. But other people don't see that. Other people see a fucking cool mask, and that's really rewarding. Um, and I've been taking a break, kind of unintentionally, from visual art, just because it takes longer and it's not something I can work on while doing other things. Because like sewing, I can work on while I'm making this fucking 20-minute long video, but with drawing, like I am focused on doing that, and that's why a lot of my art. Okay, I just need to trim this. That's why a lot of my art has been. Uh, that's why a lot of my art has been vent art. Just because a lot of a lot of my like creative power visually is when I have a strong like visual metaphor in mind to do something, and I can create a composition off of that. Um, but that's not that hasn't been so much of an on off switch as it used to be. Um, and so a lot of when I'm able to tap into that is when I'm upset, which sucks. And I'm not going to get into like why the myth of the tortured artist is such a problem. But it is true that like to some extent you do something about the human brain is wired to create when it's hurt. Um, and that's not healthy. But it is kind of an addicting cycle to fall into. Because if you know that you can, like if you know that that's when you're good at something, you're gonna stay in conditions that enable that. And again, something I've been trying to work on, because you know, intellectually, I know that that's not healthy, and it's not, it's not a good idea to upset myself just so I can be good at art. Because I'm good at art regardless, and I'm prideful enough to say that. But it's not something that I should aspire to. Um, I don't need to suffer to create. It's and that's where I get a little bit wary of the like, oh well, if you're depressed, you need a hobby, because I think that as an experienced depressed person, it's easy to fall into a cycle of, well, I can only do my hobby while I'm depressed. Um, and then you're not getting anything out of that. You're just using that as an excuse to prevent yourself from getting more adequate help. And again, like I don't say this to like shame anybody else. Not like anyone watches these videos. But as somebody who deals with that on a day-to-day basis, because I can see, like, I'm self-aware enough to know when I'm doing that. But then there's this kind of like intellectual versus emotional battle of just like knowing it but not having the impetus to do anything about it. So I don't know, that like, I don't go to therapy. I just talk myself through these things as if I'm telling somebody else, because I have, like, I don't know. I think I know a lot about this stuff because I've thought a lot about it. And I've had a lot of time to be depressed and be thinking about it. And I'm working on it. So I don't know. Actually, that's kind of an interesting overlap. God, I fucking cannot end a video. Um, what I was gonna say was like that. I think that's where the overlap between like creation and art is like, oh fuck me, what was it? No, I just lost like the best thought I've had all week. Well, I guess this is where the video ends. Cliffhanger.